the sizing is going to be inconsistent. You can see the shape is not going to be consistent. Certain times of the season it's going to be more consistent than others. Really tried to show the differences there. And then applications, we can get into that as well, but really to know that there is a difference between a choice and an extra large. Really it depends on the application, what the operator's looking to do with it.
Choice is the number 2?
Choice, not necessarily number 2, because it's not going to have the decay.
The one that I see there on the end is number 2.
It's in the street.
Yeah.
That's what grade number 2.
Yeah, so you'll have it be more of a production pepper, right?
Right.
And that's really the way that we want to coin our phrasing on working with essentials between essentials and Markon First Crop. Markon First Crop, you know, really is the Cadillac of anything you really want to do, or someone really needs something that is going to stand out. So when you're looking at, hey, we need something that can put on a retail shelf, okay, I would always go Markon First Crop. Versus, you know, in our business, it's mostly back of the house application, it's chopping, it's production pepper, right? So it's value add there. The big thing about peppers that I always get kind of, it gets complicated a little bit, is when you get into this medium conversation, because medium and large, again, the box only weighs so much, okay? It's typically 28 pounds, right?
Roughly, yeah, 25 pounds.
25, okay. So the smaller the pepper, the more they put in the box.
Right.
So a lot of your customers are gonna be like, man, you guys are killing me. I mean, I got way more peppers from the other guy than you guys. Well, they're probably selling them a medium pepper because it's a smaller pepper. There isn't like a small pepper, okay? So really sizing industry-wide, it's gonna be medium, large, and extra large. So again, when you're looking at it in the cooler, Joe's got a good point where you're gonna look at, okay, wow, that's definitely an extra large pepper, so you're gonna have a smaller amount in the box, so really kind of coin that up and fit that right piece, because pricing's definitely gonna be sporadic across the board. This is gonna be your higher tier versus all the way down, so in range. Did I miss something?
Nope, I think it's good. Let's keep moving to apples and
Yep.
oranges.
Sorry, one last question.
Go.
Any idea if there's a better yield in a large versus a chocolate choice?
Yeah, well, again, that's a great question, and it's all, in my opinion, it's all about what you're going to do with it and asking the question. So, what is your application? What are you doing? Are you chopping it up? So, in my opinion, I would always want a larger pepper, only because if I was taking them and wanted more consistent kind of strips, that's my guy, right? If I'm using fajitas, I'd want that guy. If I'm just chopping them into a dice like this, who cares?
Right.
But it is the labor component of taking the pepper out, taking your pith out, and pulling that out. So again, it all depends. It's like asking the question, hey guy, how much labor do you have putting into peppers? Like maybe we should put you into something that's a little bit more expensive, but takes a little less time.
I'm gonna ask you a dumb question real quick. On peppers, are the red and the greens, the peppers, as they grow and mature, do they change color?
Yes.
So they're both the same pepper?
Start as a green and then
That's
mature into a
the
red.
green.
And orange is the longest.
Your flavor's gonna be better on a red. It's just more ripe.
Right. It's more, and again, the more sun, the longer it grows, the sweeter it gets. Just natural science, right? Okay, let's move to
apples and oranges.
And sorry, this is quick, but this is good.
Unfortunately, I ask a lot of them. There are those people that ask my kid out.
So let's start with oranges. So we have two varieties of oranges that you'll see throughout the season: Navel and Valencia variety oranges. There's certain times of the year where both are available, and somebody might say, you know what, I really want a Navel orange for maybe sweetness or color. But certain times of the year, like what we're getting into, Navel oranges are finishing, and only Valencias are available. Biggest difference between the two from an application standpoint is seeds.
Right.
So Valencias are going to have seeds, Navels are not. So really, you know, the updates, Markon's sending out information you guys are seeing. When you see that Valencias are coming, the biggest communication standpoint to communicate to customers, get ready because you're going to start to see seeds in the oranges, and that might change the way they're using them.
Really great example of difference, right? Markon First Crop, you know, their sizing's a little bit more consistent and color's a little bit more uniform, and the Markon Essentials, you'll see a little bit of the dots on there, and that could be from hail, it could be from rain, it could be from whatever. So they're going to select that out of the group and they're going to put it into a choice. Fruit and juice and sugar bricks could be exactly the same. But again, this goes into a bowl at the lobby of a hotel, right? This guy maybe gets juiced or gets cut into a fruit salad.
Similar on the grading, choice or essentials, and this would be a fancy. So
Yep.
Markon First Crop would be a fancy, and this essentials or a choice would be the number 2 of the second grade.
And with that comes why Markon, why we have chosen to kind of build our own book of terminology to kind of buttoned up against the USDA grading. So Joe's point is USDA grading is fancier choice. Our grading, we really want to be essentials or Markon first crop. It's really like, you know, you don't call it a tissue, right? You call it Kleenex. It's like Kleenex did a good job with that. Everyone calls it Kleenex. So we want to do the same thing over time. It's just people to say, hey, look, essentials, that's where you're going to use it as a production product. Markon first crop is your fancy or your number one.
Is that grading the same for lemons?
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Fancy
good question.
essentials.
Yep.
Fancy choice, Markon first crop, Markon essentials. Moving on to apples.
With the sizing?
Yeah, do they get more sweeter, you know, if someone's juicing something?
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you, I've always found that juicing oranges, the smaller the size, the better it's going to be. Just because it's a little bit more compressed, and you're going to have a little bit more compression in the sugar. Then, you know, so good question though.
Moving on, similar USDA grading standards. So Washington Premium Apple would be Markon first crop, Wash X Premium. Moving down the grading, start to see a little bit more sizing consistency. You can see the color deep red on the Premium, and it goes a little bit lighter as you work all the way down. This would be your lowest grade of an apple. You don't have decay. There's not a lot of leaf scars, not a lot of issues there. But color is the biggest difference.
Yeah.
Is that a US number one then?
Yeah, US. It's being US fancy.
Now, your biggest impact here is going to be schools, right? So your school guys are going to be calling and saying, wow, you guys are so out of price on apples, I can't believe it. Like, I don't even want to buy apples from you guys. This is where you have to ask a ton of questions. You almost need like a master's degree in the apple sizing world. It's kind of, because again, what do the school kids need, right? And again, 80% of food service apples go to the school industry. So what do if you're doing correctional facilities like prisons and things like that, what do they need as a good sized apple? Or a good color formulation? Grannies are a little bit better in terms of what you can see. Red Delicious has become such almost an overgrown variety of apple, Red Delicious, because it's a school apple. So they grow a ton of them. It's probably the #1 grown apple, right? Whereas Grannies and Brayburns, Fuji's, Galas, those are gonna be a little different. You can really see the difference in terms of your Markon first crop versus your Markon kind of essentials. So some scarring, some dents, a little bit of, I wouldn't say bruising, but it's gonna be a bruise, right, soon. Better compression too, so a little firmer on this apple, versus this one, you can already feel like that apple pressure is not quite there. So again, chopping, maybe a salad, maybe something like that, great. This is gonna be something in the hotel lobby that you want people to grab. Questions? Anything on apples? Again, we're moving fast because we have 20 minutes in here, so we want to make sure